Hi, everybody. My name is Martin Gaston, and my presentation is on the future of higher education. I built my presentation on HBU's Pillar 10, Move to the Next Level as an Institution. American higher educational institutions are currently seeing historic declines in enrollment, projecting record revenue shortfalls, and facing a global shift of standard operating procedures. Contributing factors to some of these problems might be the global pandemic, decreasing numbers of high school seniors, lower domestic birth rates 20 years ago that are affecting us now, rising tuition costs, and stagnating family incomes, all of which are contributing to a decline in enrollment. Additionally, epigenetics and increasing life expectancies are having their own toll. It's expected right now that the first person to live to be 150 years old has already been born. Just think about that. The World Health Organization recently reclassified death as a disease. Global populations are increasing life expectancies around the world. And longer lives are going to require dramatic redesigns of re-educating older populations. All of this adds up to quite a future shock for the American higher educational institution, who's looking already at declining revenue streams and declining enrollments. In 2021, populations age 60 plus outnumber people age 5 and younger. By 2050, projections demonstrate that nearly 80% of the global population age 60 plus will be located in lower middle income countries. And that also in 2050, nearly 90% of the global population under 30 will also be located in the same lower to middle income countries. The target demographics for the American HEI historically for enrollment have been those two sectors. And now they're going to have to be outsourced. The global educational market demonstrates the same. As American domestic enrollment populations are shrinking, global enrollment populations are exploding. The ability to compete for international enrollments will make or break the American HEI by 2050. The American HEIs that can globalize their brand early will be the largest winners in the race for global educational market share and dominance. So what does the future look like? For the American HEI, it looks like bespoke remote learning infrastructures are necessary. We're going to have to be able to educate and enroll the international student. Professors and expert instructors will be the new celebrities. Customized learning management system platforms will succeed with proven strategies. And classrooms are now streaming studios. What changes are proposed in this presentation? American HEIs must begin now to build for a future where international and domestic rural remote enrollments will outnumber residential enrollments. The future of American HEIs depends on their ability right now to design, create, and launch a world-class global educational infrastructure built upon proprietary digital remote learning environments. One of those is the new digital classroom. In the new digital classroom, exclusive professors will build the brand. Exclusive to the university, these instructors and experts will be the new stars of the globalized educational future. Their proprietary courses with exclusive classes and content will create experiences for global student enrollments that expand and grow the university's brand. Much like Masterclass is doing right now, the university and the international sector, as American HEIs build their globalized brand, will become known because of the professors and instructors that they provide to the students on the international enrollment side. The ability to attend XYZ University, for instance, is made possible by the idea that I wish to have the best of the best teach me in my subject field. And each university will now compete to have the best instructors, experts, and professors to create bespoke classes and proprietary content for these new globalized learning infrastructures. The new digital classroom also means classrooms for the streamers. The universities must make all the classrooms compatible for easy streaming and live integrations for all remote students. Every classroom now becomes a broadcast channel for the HEI's distance learning brand, allowing every class to be attended live and or viewed on demand by the students from across the globe. Literally see it as every classroom number is now a channel number on your broadcast channel that is your remote learning institution. So if I'm teaching a class and Professor Gaston's class is in room 231 of the Hinton building, for instance, we would just proceed to hbu.edu Hinton/231, and that's my Now TV station just the same. And what occurs in my classroom is the same regardless of you're a resident student on campus in my classroom or you're a student attending from New Delhi or for Thailand or wherever you might be. It's as simple as logging in and participating. The education will be the same and transparent to everyone that's enrolled. The new digital classroom is also designed within the successful LMS designs currently coming from the idea of the protocol of the COVID-19 shutdown. Proven successful strategies attract, retain, and engage international and domestic rural enrollments. These opportunities are now there to not have to guess like we did on the flip of the switch with COVID-19 and immediately proceed directly overnight into online instructional environments. Those same opportunities have now been studied, and students and teachers and administrations have all been queried, and the answers are the results now that prove successful strategies can be obtained. We now know what students want, what teachers need, what administrations need. And we're going to assemble that within successful LMS designs going forward. Research now demonstrates what elements and operations are needed to create successful learning management systems for remote learners. So what does a custom classroom look like? Well, believe it or not, it looks a lot like a television studio. One of the most interesting things to come out of the COVID-19 pandemic shutdowns was how television began to rebroadcast itself for the idea of a virtual audience. And when I started watching these shows integrate with large studio audiences, all virtual, all I saw was a classroom. And I'm showing you that now. Just for instance, the way Dr. Phil did it. You had the World Wrestling Enterprise do it, the WWE, and how they did their Thunderdome with thousands of virtual participants, all on their own unique individual monitors. But here you can see Dr. Phil's studio and how they built that for everyone to be included and to be integrated and to be involved in his discussion and his television show. Classrooms will be done exactly the same. These exclusive classes and professors will create bespoke experiences for global student enrollments that expand and grow the university's global brand. Regardless of where the student is, he or she can attend and be present in the classroom in the same way that you see right in front of you on the screen now. So how are we going to communicate this change and carry it forward? American HEIs must build now for their digital futures. International alliances with the largest universities around the globe are needed now to facilitate the partnerships that are required. Beginning to expand their marketing internationally, American HEIs must immediately begin to attract both students and faculty from China, India, and other leading growth areas. American HEIs must concurrently begin expanding their marketing across all of the rural American populations to attract domestic remote enrollments. Concurrently, and finally, they must work with existing global educational institutions to gain a leading edge in the remote digital educational revolution. This will take partnerships. This will take collaborations between some of the leading universities around the globe to create a globalized HEI that offers all students an integrated involvement across all the universities that are participating. In conclusion, I'd like to say that American HEIs are certainly facing an uncertain financial future. With American domestic population forecasting showing continued declines, while global population forecasts show exponential growth, American HEIs must begin to build now to reach the enrollments required for the future. Enrollments that will be almost entirely internationally driven. American HEIs need visionary leaders now to commit now in order to compete and sustain growth into 2050 and beyond. The demographics, the populations that American HEIs have counted on for enrollment are now going to be found exclusively in the low to middle income countries of the world. It is how you attract them, how you enroll them, how do you sustain their education, provide an education remotely, and the content that you provide with exclusive professors and exclusive content, the best of the best, teaching from your school, your campus, for an integrated international audience and enrollment. That will be the future for the American HEI. And it won't be easy to build The later you get started, the later the game you are, the less market share you'll maintain. For more information, please scan the QR code in front of you and take a look at the website I've designed. It'll carry you forward. It'll also back up all the research that I've used here. You can find that on the website. And furthermore, on the research, you can see following now a list of the references. It's been my pleasure to talk with you today. I hope I've opened your eyes and some things that are forthcoming for the globalized higher educational institution and the idea of the future of higher education as we go into a digital globalized economy and as we watch the American enrollment numbers shrink and provide less and less of a sustaining income for the American HEI. The future is going to be international. The future will be with the idea of an integrated and completely bespoke and customized online or a digital remote learning infrastructure that begins and ends with the professors and the educational structure. It's been my pleasure. God bless you. Have a great day.